Welcome. So we're going to be talking about all the African Cup of Nations games going on. Basically, a preview into all the games. We're talking a lot more about Nigeria. They're playing Ivory Coast today at 6 p.m. Nigerian time.
West African time.
West African time, 18th of January. Ivory Coast defeated Guinea-Bissau 2-0 in their first match, while Nigeria drew with Equatorial Guinea 1-1 after suffering a shock. After conceding a short goal. Osimhen managed to equalize in the match. So we're going to be talking basically a preview about the game and also the Egypt and Ghana game later on in the evening. So how do you feel about the Ivory Coast Nigeria game, Samuel?
With the way things is going on in the Nigerian camp so far, the game is kind of, before this Nations Cup started, I was telling you that Nigeria is going to be the team to beat.
Yeah.
Though I still believe that, but I'm not as convinced like I was when we initially started this. Well, let me first of all answer your question by saying that, I still believe we are going to win this game. Actually, I believe we are going to win it, but it's going to be a tight one, especially considering the fact that we are playing the host nation, and host nation, they have all the home advantage and everything behind them. Plus, they are coming into this game very strong because they've won a game. So what they basically need in this game is like a draw and all that. So the pressure is on Nigeria to actually deliver, to win and all that. So yeah, the game is going to be a difficult one, but I still see Nigeria winning, maybe probably by a slim 1-0 from Osimhen and all that.
Yeah. What I would say is, in the first match Ivory Coast played against Guinea-Bissau, they scored a very early goal. So they scored I think it was in the 4th minute of the game they had scored Guinea-Bissau already. But obviously Guinea-Bissau and Nigeria are two different oppositions. What I would say from Nigeria's point of view though is that in the first match, if you watch the match, there seems to not be a lot of chemistry, but maybe that's just given the fact that, it's still early on in the tournament. The positives I would take from that match was at least we didn't lose against Equatorial Guinea. Even though, it's your first match, you want to get off winning and everything. But at least the fact that we didn't lose, even after, and the fact we conceded first and were able to come back and fight. And also, Osimhen missed what he would normally score, what any striker would normally score. So it's not.
He had 6 shots on target.
Yeah.
He had 6 shots, 2 on target, then scored 1 or something.
He missed this. There was a chance where any decent striker should be putting that away, and he definitely should have scored that. But obviously, that was not the case. For the match between Ivory Coast and Nigeria, this is a very big match. Battle of two West African giants. I see a score draw. Both teams will come out a little cagey, but maybe in the second half, due to fatigue and knowing how everybody's playing, I feel like both teams will. And Ivory Coast has the home support, but I don't think home support will count for too much in this game because the Nigerian players, they're all playing big teams around the world. So I don't think they will be under any pressure or anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. Also,
yeah. But so I see a score draw. Maybe Ivory Coast, this was a shock for them not taking some players to the tournament, especially like Wilfred Zaha, for instance. But from the first match, there seems to be a chemistry behind their whole. They have a good chemistry. They're one of the favorites for sure to win the tournament.
Every team wants to host and win. So coming into the game with that mentality, you can. That's what they have that the Nigerian team don't have. Even people are questioning the Nigerian team commitment in this tournament. It's like, first of all, I don't know if you've read or you heard about this situation of this Sadiq Umaru guy that was declared injured by the Nigerian medical team. That is supposed to be laid off for like at least 3 weeks from knee injury. But yes, he played for Osasuna.
Oh, sorry, for Sociedad against Osasuna.
Exactly. This is making a lot of people to wonder what's actually going on. Is it that the Nigerian medical team are incompetent? Are they quacks or something? Or is it that the player himself is not committed to because he just left there like 3 days later, he's already training and playing and all that. So
I don't want to believe that Umar Sadiq is not committed because I believe that most of all these players, as much as we like to say that players these days are not committed, I don't think any player would want to miss the continental tournament for their country. Do you understand? Okay, maybe Omar Sadiq, people might be saying, oh, maybe because he thought he might not play as much or something, but I believe he would have been a big part of this tournament, especially coming on from the bench. And to me, Omar Sadiq has been one of Nigeria's top performing strikers, since he came back from his injury. He was obviously not in Real Sociedad, had signed him from somewhere else, and he was signed injured, but he's Real Sociedad's main striker along with their captain as well. So I wouldn't believe that he would intentionally, miss. I think from my own point of view, I would say it's even the Nigerian medical team that was probably trying to, push him away. Maybe, to make sure that everybody that they have on ground is, fit. Because Nigeria, we have a lot of strikers. There are a lot of strikers that they didn't even take the tournament.
But
you understand? So
most of the strikers, they are getting injured. So that should even...
That shows you that the strength of depth we have in attack. I mean, there's Gift Orban, who is who Leon are just about to sign. There's, Boniface is injured. We have Osimhen, we have a lot of wing.
But Orban is not in this nation's
that's what I'm saying. That the fact that we didn't even take Orban, who has really been consistent in Ghent in Belgium he's been one of the hottest sought after strikers in Europe.
But the issue with Orban, for instance, Orban's own issue was that Nigeria and Togo are fighting who own him and all that. So it seems FIFA haven't actually cleared that, and Nigeria don't want that to be an issue in this Nations Cup. So it's understandable that in the initial stage we took Victor Boniface now. He got injured, and so the amount of striker that we brought into the tournament in the initial stage, majority of them are not as how will I put it now? We don't have them again because they've injured. Exactly. So it's not. We don't have that. The coach first 23 because he took the best 23 players that he feel we do the job for him. But now he doesn't have all of them, including even this midfielder. Udini and all that. So going forward, those are the things I was counting. I put into consideration when I said we're going to win this tournament. But now it seems the Chiefs are against us.
Yeah. What also I would say about that is, injuries at the end of the day, you don't you don't really know when it will heal. They're really just forecasting. Oh, okay, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe the Nigerian medical team, like you said, is not as advanced as Real Sociedad's team to be able to predict. How, do you understand? The player might not even know he'll be ready to play, but do you understand what I'm trying to say? They might tell him, oh, you're going to be out for 3 weeks, and by the time you go back to your medical team in Europe, they'll say, oh, in 1 week, yes, in 1 week you should be able to run and maybe play 20 minutes. And yesterday's match that he played was a cup game. So okay, let's try it out.
It was 20 minutes he played actually.
So that's another thing as well. Maybe Nigeria, they want to be able to have all their options readily available, as to be, like Cameroon, who are nursing. Abubakar is missing he missed their first match and he's probably going to be out for the whole group stage, but because he's their most important striker, he's still with them in the tournament. But Nigeria, we can afford to say, oh, let's just get another person in.
Yeah, because we have them in surplus.
Exactly. So it might look the same way, but I really don't want to put it on Sadiq that he's not passionate about playing. So even though before he has been criticized in the past for his performances, but I really think Sadiq is a good striker.
Yeah, but actually, my own blame is going to the medical team who were unable to actually come out with a good analysis or prediction of his injury. You have to deliver the guy. When we needed people to play, then we saw him playing for his own team and all that.
Would you say that goal scoring is Nigeria's problem from the first match, and maybe watching the friendlies that we've been playing? I don't believe that is the goal scoring to me. I just believe that there's no synergy between all the different
departments of the team,
the midfield and the attack. There's no synergy. It just seems to be everybody is just out there trying to do their own, do their own thing.
Yeah, I was reading the Cote d'Ivoire coach, that's the Ivory Coast coach yesterday. He was saying that the Nigerian team, that they are not getting the ball enough to Osimhen, that's actually their problem.
And that's really because our midfield, if you really look at our midfield, there's no creative spark. There's no to be honest, I actually coming into the tournament, I believe that Iwobi would be someone who will be able to have, an impact. Because I see Iwobi as more of a box-to-box midfielder. He can.
It's like he's creative. He's a creative player.
He can do things on both ends and everything. But from the tournament so far that we've watched, it seems like there's even disparity between the holding midfielders and the attacking midfielders. Like the holding midfielders seem to be okay; they just win the ball, but that. The transition
to get the ball to the attackers.
By the time the ball gets to the attackers, the pacey guys like Moses Simon, like Lukman, like Chukwueze, who is even started from the bench, all these guys. By the time the ball is getting to them, Equatorial Guinea would have been a little bit settled at the back. That's what I was saying from that first match, And now we're playing Cote d'Ivoire. Don't forget, Cote d'Ivoire have a lot of experienced players.
And their midfield is very good.
Yeah, they have a lot of experience. Although, you might say you don't really know a lot of them, but their players are young players playing in Europe. They have the experienced guys. They have Willy Boly. They have Sergio Aurier playing in Nottingham Forest. These guys have played in PSG, Tottenham. Do you understand?
Even you have Kessie, that former Bakada.
Kessie is there. I think they have Jonathan Bamba. Yes, Jonathan Bamba. He's in Lille. He's one of Lille's top strikers. That's a European top 5 league. So you can't say that you don't have dangerous players. And also, I said home support was not important, but it could be for this game. So what I just really believe is Nigeria needs to hold on to the ball more. We shouldn't really allow Cote d'Ivoire dictate the pace of the game. We have the ability to hold on to the ball. We have defenders who can pass the ball around. You understand? We have midfielders who are aggressive. You understand? We shouldn't, as Wilfred Ndidi is missing, Hassan Yusuf, who took his place, he came on and he did a very good job in my opinion. He was very aggressive. And Frank Onyeka as well, the other holding midfielder. But the problem just to me seems to be that the transition between the defensive half and by the time that transition is happening, everything is already slowed down. And Nigeria, we have a lot of fast players. So we need to play on the front foot, you understand? We need to be able to play the ball behind the lines. And maybe we don't really have that person who can play that killer pass as well. Do you understand? Iwobi holds on to the ball a little too much. Onyeka and Yusuf and all our other central midfielders, they are more aggressive ball winners. So maybe we need somebody to be able to play that killer pass to exploit the pace of a Lukman, a Moses Simon, and Osimhen, do you understand? So that we can use because if you are playing on the front foot, you can use your speed. But if those guys are not playing do you understand? If you are playing very slow, you're not going to be able to utilize the pace of all these guys that are saying that your top strikers and everything. So the whole point should be to how can you maximize the strikers, the attacking players? How can you get the best out of them? And I believe that it's just like playing on the front foot. The defenders sometimes they look a little too casual on the ball, passing the ball from side to side. Sometimes I need the defender to play.
I believe they should be more hands-on on their. Because like you are saying now, you said by the time the ball gets to the attackers and co, the opposition team is already settled and more comfortable. To me, it shouldn't be like that. And even looking at this match here, you were kind of writing out Guinea-Bissau the other time, somehow like that. Okay, the way Cote d'Ivoire ran over them, to another, it won't be the same thing with Nigeria. But if you also look at it, Nigeria, the Cote d'Ivoire team, they are coming into this game more advantageous than us. Okay, now look at their last 5 games, for instance. Now, out of their last 5 games, they won 4, drew 1, and they actually won 4 in a row after the first draw.
And they're scoring more than 2 goals, at least 2 goals.
Exactly. Why on the Nigerian side, our last 5 matches, we've only won 1. Yes. Then after that one, we drew 2, we drew 3, lose 1.
And we're conceding in every match. That we're playing. So that's what I'm saying. I see a score draw because it looks like Cote d'Ivoire is scoring 1 or more in every match.
In short, in one of their game against Seychelles, they scored 9. It was 9-0.
You understand? So
they beat Gambia 2. Then against Sierra Leone, they beat Sierra Leone 5-1. Then Guinea-Bissau 2. So it seems the Cote d'Ivoire team, they are really scoring. They'll be very dangerous for Nigeria, especially for us that we are still testing out our keeper, for example. Now, let's come into the keeper. Now, what do you think about the keeper? Before this tournament, people were criticizing the goalkeeper.
Uzoho.
Uzoho.
The keeper who, started in the first tournament, in the first match in the tournament, Stanley Wabili plays in South African League. So Zoha was even on the bench for that.